So what was coming through, guys, is that you're driven by something so much larger than yourself. Okay. You are a spark of light for God, okay, for earth, for people that you come in contact with. And you're not helping people from the outside, like there's a sense of you being inside of it as well, okay. Welcome to Angie Baby Intuitive. Thank you for joining for your collective message. It is an absolute pleasure to have you all here. I love, appreciate, and welcome each and every one of you. And so, look, continuing on from that, what I was hearing was like, you're still in certain situations yourself, but you are the light for other people. And that is what I mean when I say you are driven by something so much larger than yourself. It's almost a case of like having moments where you don't fully know what you're doing or what direction to sort of take or what step to take next, yet you still end up being there, lighting the way and guiding other people through their own stuff. It's like, wow, you know. And that's what I mean by, and not even you, I'm getting a sense right now that not even you sort of understand that. Like, you sort of think, you sometimes you catch yourself, what's coming through right now is sometimes you'll catch yourself going like, how can I help you if I don't even know myself? And then boom, like, you just know what to say, you know what to do, you know what to tell this person, you know what direction to tell this person to sort of go in, or what move to make next. Okay, let me know if that is relevant for you. Let's see what comes through. Did I do the intro? Oh my god. Yes I did. Holy heck, where was I just then? Enthralled in the energy, rising, firm foundations. This is you. You help people to rise, you help people to build their own firm foundations, even when I get a sense that yours are up in the air, like you feel like yours are up in the air. Sometimes I think that you're actually, the sense I'm getting is that you're actually put in these situations because you need to guide people out of it. It's almost like God will throw something into your life right at a moment when you're meant to be there in somebody else's life to guide them through whatever it is that you're going through and they're going through simultaneously. So that could be relevant for someone. We've got past lives. Oh, you're carrying this through. Oh, you are carrying this fierce power from a past life here, guys. There's a need here to sort of respect your own rhythm, or no, that's not right at all. That was an assumption that my mind was making. What's coming through is because you respect your rhythm is why you are an open channel for God to be able to work through you to aid other people. This is the level of light that you are for a lot of people. You bring heart healing, you bring communication between God and people that you come in contact with, okay? And this is a past life gift that you've brought through into this incarnation with you, into this incarnation, onto this 3D realm, I was going to say, with you. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to pull these, but I'm also going to get one of these. Show us what the collective needs to see, please. God, thank you. Wow. I absolutely love it. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. So, you know, sometimes when I feel like my readings are a little bit out there, like sometimes they can be so, like, even I think to myself, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Like, where did that come from? And then I sit from a human point of view and I think to myself, how could you do a reading like that and expect people to you know, that is how I sort of look upon my readings sometimes. But excuse me, with this card, this is, I'm telling you now, the last 4 days, let me just explain something to you. The reason this card came out for me to be able to find, okay, this I needed to get this message. And I'm just going to quickly explain to you the last few days. Yes, there's been like, okay, Easter came, you know, my life is always pretty hectic and pretty busy. But the last 4 days, like since the last read, I sort of, it was almost like, you know how writers get writer's block. It's been like, not only that, okay, because I've had to rearrange my home. My granddaughter has come to stay with us for a little minute. And so I had to rearrange space around again. And I had to find a place for my reading table again, because the room that I was using is now like the room that she's going to be using while she's here. Anyway, I had it in an open space, and no, it's not going to go in an open space, so I put it into this little change room that I've actually got. So anyway, that's the long story short. That was one reason why I haven't done a reading. But also, every time I had an opportunity to do a read, I would sit down and I was like, you know, what's going to come through? Let's get this happening. And then I would sort of have things come to me, and I was doubting myself. And so because sometimes what comes through can be your everyday readings, okay, for everyday things that sort of go on in your life. And then sometimes it can be really out there, like the spiritual warfare and going in between, and it's that sort of thing. But that is because I am a believer of those realms, okay. I'm a total believer in other realms, other I don't know what you call it, galaxies and other existences of beings, okay, whether they be human or whether they be whatever they might be. And so sometimes, and for the last 4 days I've been like, blah, 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 I'm doubting myself. And today I thought, you know what, let's just get into this. You've got the space, because the table's been in here all of yesterday, and I could have done a reading, but I was stuck, okay. And so today I just thought, get in here and do it. And boom, this comes up. So anyway, I'm just letting you know that this is like, for this is really crazy that this comes, because sometimes what we think, okay, and this could be relevant for you, what's coming through right now is that this could be relevant for you to see right now, while it's relevant for me as well, because you might think, how am I going to help this other person? Or who am I to think that I'm tuned into the spirit world and God and blah blah blah? But let me tell you that this is your God guidance, okay. Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. So any limitations that we find ourselves faced up against, or that we think we are faced up against in this 3D existence, in this 3D incarnation, you can blow that out the window, because it goes, oh, wow, that is just so crazy. Because at the beginning of the reading, what was coming through was something far greater than yourself. And that is what was just coming through right then, is that out there it goes far beyond what we recognize as possible. Something far greater than ourselves exists out there that we think is possible. And that's just crazy to me. Again, boom, that has just come through. So that is mad. I love it. Okay, so your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. Sorry about that rant, but you know, I think it needed to be said, because it blows me away. I know I say it, it's like, you know, you can't even make it up. It's like that cliche saying, but it really is true. It's true. And this is like all these synchronicities and signs that come through to us. We have to understand that we have to take heed of these things. When you ignore them, you miss opportunities, you miss paths, you miss, you know, chance meetings that might take you we all know it, don't we? You know, it's just that sometimes we live that, I guess that's where that fear comes into play, right? We have to live with love and trust and have faith, love and faith, rather than have fear, you know, and limit ourselves with that fear. Anyway, someone may have needed to hear that right now in their life. So let me start again. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. There is nothing that my holiness cannot do. Let me stop talking about myself and let's get on with your message. Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. You know what? I hadn't even read that bottom part. I swear to God, I had not even read that bottom part. I was still stuck on this part here. I wasn't even reading that all that time that I was sort of giving my little, I don't know, talking, you know. All that time, I'm going to say that Spirit was bringing that message through. I didn't even look at that and look at this. This just goes to show you, it's just craziness. It's absolute madness. I love it. It's glorious madness. Let's see what else comes out here. Show us what. Thank you. Thank you. Downloads and understandings. I believe because that was the first one that came out. I'm telling you right now because I get it immediately. I got it immediately when the card came out. That was a download to bring us understanding. Okay, that right there, that message that just came through was definitely a downloaded message for us to bring us a little bit of understanding about what some of us, could be a lot of us, are going through at the moment. Okay, or could be questioning, or could be limiting ourselves with, or didn't have a full understanding of. Okay, there's a need here. I just looked at this. There is a need here to respect your own rhythm, and to understand that however downloads and messages come to you needs to be honoured, and you need to stop doubting it. Okay, you need to stop doubting it. Ascension, facing fear. Wow, what did I just say? Cloak of wisdom. Wow, there is protection here. Okay, well, I just got that there is a humanity cloak of protection right now. Okay, a cloak of wisdom that has been placed over humanity. It's got something to do with because earlier I was going to do a reading on and I still hadn't sort of ruled it out because there have been so many things coming through, but about God's no, not God's teaching, Jesus's teachings, right? What was it, for God's sake? It was, the way it came through to me was God's teachings were about consciousness, not religion. And I wanted to do that reading, and I thought that was one. Look, for whatever reason, it didn't come out in that moment. Maybe because it wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have. God knows why. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. God knows why. But it's almost like that. This is. Let's get back to this. I'm not going to go into another rant. Cloak of wisdom over humanity right now, for that very thing that Jesus, who was a very real person, okay, taught consciousness, love, right? Consciousness, love, spirit to spirit. That's my belief. Everyone has their own beliefs. And it was about consciousness, okay? It was about how we treat other people. It was about how God is going, how, not God is going to, but how, I think you know where I'm going with this. I can't put it into words right now. That's probably why the reading didn't come out. It'll come out in a future read, I'm sure. A cloak of consciousness over humanity, so that we can see that very thing that Jesus's teachings were about. And it's probably very prevalent. Maybe it's coming through right now because of the wars that are taking place, right? Because these are religious wars. These are power wars, whether we like to acknowledge it or not. I don't know where I'm going with this. It's just coming through as we're sort of going through this. So let's just go back to cloak of wisdom, cloak over humanity, to show us that Jesus's teachings were about consciousness, not religion. Okay, and so and facing fear, ascending past the fear, facing the fear, and following Jesus's teachings that obviously stem from God. Okay, forgive me and don't correct, like you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just going to say it as it comes. Okay, so I was going to say God's teachings of this very thing. It is Jesus, because that needs to be respected as well and honored as well. Jesus's teachings that it's consciousness, not religion. Okay, so maybe that is, I'm not going to go over that thing again. I feel like in my own mind I need to, sometimes I need to repeat things in my own mind to understand what's coming out and understand what I'm saying even. So it's like, I know, ridiculous, right? But anyway, I'm sure that you guys got it. If you didn't, then just go back and just watch that little bit again, because that was just the flow of what was coming out here. Okay, so yeah, a cloak over, wow, and you are a part of that mission. You are a light bringer, a light worker within this somehow. Okay, rising, firm foundation. This is what you are. You are a part of this prophecy. You are a part of this mission, of this what would you call it, for God's sake, of this prophecy fulfillment. Okay, I keep hearing second coming of Jesus, right? I don't think, when, look, everyone's gonna, I'm not even gonna touch on that, because a lot of people are quite passionate about that. So I'm not even gonna touch on that, but all I can tell you is that I'm hearing the second coming of Jesus. I don't see that it's gonna be like Jesus being born and the way that it sort of happened back in the day, but I'm thinking more, oh wow, what I'm getting right now is his consciousness flooding over humanity, right? This is the cloak of wisdom. Jeez, oh my, I was going to say Jesus, you can't make it up. I'm going to go with it. Jesus, you can't make it up. And I'm not using his name in any wrong way. This is, I'm using his name in full love, okay? For those of you I don't want to offend. Wow, that is powerful. That is powerful. I'm hearing you already know the answer you seek. That's on this card, sorry. I'm not hearing that at all. But that, wow, I don't know why I said that. I could have even gone along with that, but no, I have to come clean and say I'm reading that off this card. You already know the answer you seek. Maybe that's for me personally. I don't know. Trust what you know. Trust what you know. That's pretty powerful. We're going to move on. I just don't know if I feel like, okay, yeah, let's get one then. Okay, over here. There we go. Show us what we need to see before we jump into the tarot. It feels like a long reading already. Oh my goodness, so many came out. Okay. I allow my body, mind and spirit to flow intuitively through the changes of life. I release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. What else have we got? I am attuned to the universal wisdom and energy of the Crystal Kingdom. I've been over this with you before, but the Crystal Kingdom, a lot of near-death experience, you know, people who have near-death experiences come back and say there is a crystal city there that they don't go into unless they're going to be remaining in heaven. When they're sent back, you're not allowed to go into that area. So that's pretty amazing. So water elemental release, crystal ascension. I could be dealing with water signs. Okay, so we all know what the water signs are. I don't have to do that for you. For some of you, the water gives you is like an energy booster to you, so you feel really emotional, like this is where you sit in your stillness near bodies of water like the ocean, listening to waves, etc, etc. Okay, where you find time to release. Even we've got crystal ascension, we've also got gratitude and your own path. So I follow my own unique path with courage and strength. I am grateful for everyone and everything in my life and the lessons each brings. Wow, that's pretty powerful for my own self actually too. So that's beautiful. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Absolutely amazing. All right, what are we pulling from first? I'm going to use these because I haven't used them in a hot minute. All right, show us what we need to see. I feel like we've been over this before, but I am getting that, like, I need to know about that people. I know we've been over this ground before, okay, but people open up to you. This is one of your gifts, okay? People open up to you. What came out was the Nine of Swords. So they open up to you and, you know, release their anguish, their burdens, their worries, their whatever they're going through here, and you sort of take that, clean it, and turn it into this 10 of Cups. So you bring that cycle of anxiety and stuff to an end, okay? I just heard that you, every time this happens, like, you collect it and you send it to God, okay, and it gets cleansed. This isn't something that this is also going back to, I'm getting right now, you know, you're working with something higher than yourself, because you would expect that everyone that you help, because you take on so much crap of everyone else's, okay, and you have done this throughout your lifetime, that you would feel pressured. Don't get me wrong, you're a super Sophia empath, okay, and you take on other people's energy. Yes, you do, but you still function, and you wouldn't be able to function the way that you do and go on to help people if you weren't able to sort of send this back to God and have it cleansed and come back to you. So I believe that this is what this cycle is, okay? It's like an accumulation of good comes back to you. So you accumulate the dark energies here on earth, it goes to God, and it comes back cleansed for you to carry on and do Jesus's, God's work, okay? That's what I'm getting. I know, it sounds wacky and out there, but this is what's coming through. I did not expect this reading to go as it has either, but here we are. You are almost like, you are just light for people. That's so strange to me. Thank you. I'm not gonna, oh wow, okay. You know what, I was gonna say, if you go to the reading that I just done, this is one of the last cards, and it was like, this person helps you through. And then I thought, you know what, I'm gonna do another reading, because I haven't done one in a little hot minute. And just then, when I said I'm not going to go into it, I was going to say it's really strange, because the last reading that I'd done was you're going through a situation, and and somebody with, and it was like your ancestors came out, and Archangel Michael came out. So but I wasn't really, like, because I feel a presence around you, I felt a presence around you. So whether it's an earthly person or whether it's in spirit world, someone is with you and walking with you, and blah 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 blah. That was what the reading was about. And then I was thinking, when I said no, I'm not going to go into that, and then boom, this comes out, because this was one of the last cards that came out, and I can't even remember what it was. It was like, you show people which direction to move in. And here we are doing a reading where you are actually the light bringer. Wow, who guide people. Sorry about my throat, but this is, wow, I just don't even want to say it, because it just sounds, sorry about my voice just then, but like, this is, you know, the talk about God and Jesus and that, this is like maybe a message that does not want to come through, that darker forces do not want to come through. What I'm getting from this, two paths, okay, one good, one bad, all right? One good, one bad. One good, one bad, okay? I don't know, that's just what I'm getting. You're being celebrated, here we go. Because you bring dark forces full circle here, okay? You're being acknowledged for that. You bring completion into people's lives. You bring that dark energy into a completion no matter where you go. That is going back to this, okay? So this is just reiterating on that. Thank you, God. Taking the dark and changing it to light here. So and I know that we've done a reading on, I don't have to keep going into, oh, we've done this and we've done that. What comes through is what comes through. And if it's sometimes replicates other readings that I've done, so be freaking it, because there are different messages that come through with every reading. So anyway, that is, wow. Crazy that is the message, and in this message, like, you are the light bringer, you are the person who sort of helps people through. Maybe the last reading was the last reading, which is true to some effect, okay, but maybe spirit is working with you so that now this reading came through, you can work with humanity, okay, because, you know, the cloak of humanity and stuff didn't come through, so there are different things in here. It blows me away. Blows me away. Absolutely crazy. All right, show us what we need to see. Have I pulled these? Yes, I have. I'm going to pull from these. Show us what we need to see. Let me just see what that one is. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. You're working with higher realms here, okay? This is just reiterating, you bring choice in for people. You stand in truth here. You bring authority to choices. Like, I don't know, look at this even. You bring new energy, and this is the second, no, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords. You bring it to a completion. You bring this anxiety, like we've just, so maybe it's just reiterating, but I'm going to go through it again, is that you bring this new energy. You bring people's anguish and people's dark forces surrounding people to a completion here with the 10, okay? And you bring in this new energy, and you bring in this new energy by showing people you know, their purpose, by bringing in growth and expansion, by motivating people with your light, and also illuminating. That's really crazy, because I saw on this pile over here, which was what I looked at just before we started doing this reading, illuminating the truth or paths for people. And that is what you do. And the celebration card comes out yet again, okay? 3 and 3. Growth and abundance, expansion, development, walking away from yeah, and justice, bringing in justice for people, okay? This is what you do. This is your role. Truth, like I said, okay? Balance, accountability, and you lead them towards purpose. You motivate them to move forward for themselves. I just got then, not only in this life, okay, but also spiritually for some of you. I'm hearing you don't speak at people. That's a different. That's the difference these days, okay. You allow people to come to certain understandings themselves, maybe. What we need to see. Purity. Wow, I love it. I love it. Purity and abundance. Always trust in the purity of your heart. This is why God uses you. We've definitely done this reading before, so it's absolutely not this reading, but this has come out in readings before, that you have a pure heart, and that's why you've been chosen. pink could be significant for someone, okay? This is not going to be for everybody, so if it resonates with you, like, great. If you just want to stay and hear someone else's you know, message, then that's awesome. And if there are parts of it that are for you, then take those parts and leave the rest for the rest of our collective, okay? Or for people who need to receive those messages. But always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your questions. So that is just, wow. I just heard that you are the answer for a lot of people, and that's why you're chosen here. We've also got abundance. Prepare yourself for incoming abundance. Release any mental blocks you may have. In fairyland and human land, there is enough abundance for everybody. So that just goes along with what I was saying, whether it's in the earthly world or the spiritual world. This is where, I mean, no, you help people grow in the earthly and the spiritual, okay, on both planes. I'm hearing it extends well beyond that as well, but we won't go into that. And this is just confirming, like, who you are, what you do, what your capabilities are, how you play out in prophecy, okay, how you carry out Jesus's, God's work here. All right, beautiful, beautiful. I'm also hearing the reason, you know, you have a pure heart here. I'm hearing you're going through your own stuff while you're helping people through. Look at this. And I've pulled from these decks. 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords. Swords and Wands are really coming up a lot here. Okay, 5s and Wands. Let's pull from these because I cannot be sure of which ones I've pulled through. Thank you. 7 of Wands. 8 of Cups, yeah. Into the King of Wands, beautiful. You help people through, like, you know, testing times in their lives. This is what you do. You help people move past testing times in their lives and move towards, you know, mastery of themselves and gaining authority, in this case with the Wands coming out, over their own energy, okay, which then brings balance to all of the different other different elements of people. And again, we've got the 3 of Cups, so that's the 3rd time that the 3 of Cups has come out. We've also got the Judgment and the Devil underneath that. Wow. Judgment and the Devil. Yeah, you bring people out of this. Wow, that's crazy. This is just reiterating what the process here that you take people through. And you are celebrated for this ×3 in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, right? 3, 3, 3, 3. The 3 of Cups came out. That's how celebrated and acknowledged that you are for your part. And I'm going to reiterate on this again. I'm going to repeat this again for your role. That's not even the word that I want to use. You have a really meaningful, yeah, I'm going to use the word role in bringing this prophecy to fruition. Okay, that's how I'm going to put it. That's how I'm going to put it. You would just release people from these limitations. You help people to walk away. I can't even friggin', you can't even make it up. It's absolutely amazing. And the fact that you're still going through it now, like, but then again, you know, it is given to you, like, when you need to be sent to an assignment for God, you are shown this conflict, this upheaval, okay, so that you can bring in the completion, the change, the full circle, the balance, the happiness, the goals, you know, that you can bring this to completion, because we already had the Four of Cups as well there before. Okay, this, you can't even make it up. And what would be the point, I'm hearing right now, of utilizing a person that has a perfect life? And let me tell you that nobody has a perfect life, but that's the point that's being made right now when this message is coming through to you. What would be the point of using someone with a perfect life? You would be waiting forever. There would be no change. Nothing would be done. No one would be helped. God could not finish his work, okay? Because there is no such thing as perfect, because that's not how this works, is what's coming through. That's not how it works. You're being used while you're in it, while you're being shown it, while you're having to live it, because then you help people navigate the best way through it while understanding it. Oh yes, you need to feel it so that you can fully understand it, because that is real. That is real guidance. Oh my goodness, that is what Jesus had to go through. He had to live it and understand it in order to help. Holy crap, that's crazy. Show us what we need to see. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Forgiveness is on the bottom here. New beginnings. Compassion. This is why. And abundance coming again with the pink. Pink could be relevant for somebody, okay? And it can be as simple as like seeing like the pink moon and something happening on that pink eclipse moon or whatever the heck it was, or you know, a pink dress or a pink childhood dress that takes you back to a certain memory, or something along those lines. Don't ask me why I'm using those examples, but that's what's coming through. All right, we've got environment, follow your dreams, forgiveness, leadership, love partnership is also here. We've got patience underneath that. We've got teaching and learning. We've got new beginnings, compassion and abundance. So this is just maybe all parts of the journey that you're going through. Okay, teaching and learning, and rebirth. All right, so these are just the reason why you need to be shown before you can go on and guide people through it, is you need to understand it fully, okay? Understand all the different elements of this person's struggle in order to, and this is, I'm hearing, this is what Jesus was given through God, okay? That's why he understood, he knew. And right as I'm saying that, I'm looking at this card, which is just so fitting. Beautiful. Beautiful. That just stopped me in my tracks, and that just, I'm feeling very emotional about that. I'm feeling very emotional. Look, new life. This is what he gave with his Wow. Okay, we're going to bring this to a close. What a read. What an absolute mad read. I'm just thinking, am I going to... Let's just split these. Let's see what comes out. The tribe and deep knowing. Fork in the road. That would have been really prevalent, but that okay. And peace, that could be why this is coming out, because the reading that I just done, like I said, could be attached to this reading, so that's crazy. The tribe here, while I'm looking at that, I'm getting Noah, okay? Noah is coming through, and that depiction of that story, of that storyline. Preservation, that's what's coming through. Noah, preservation of what? Let's ask. observation of what? Show us. We've got deep knowing, so there is definitely deep knowing, and it's all got to do with that fork in the road of that choice. Choosing, you know, choosing what you choose. These, I'm going to put them to the side because they all wanted to come out, but they didn't quite come out. Justice. Preserving justice. Okay, so preserving that truth, that balance, that accountability for us as humanity, okay, and changing that. 10 of Cups, second time that this is coming out. Very strong, intuitive, spiritual element here with, I reckon, both of these cards, okay? Growth and expansion on the spiritual front, because that at the beginning of the read, at the beginning of this message, that was what was coming through, was God, it was Jesus taught consciousness, not religion, okay? So that is, you know, all a part of your mission. The truth, the accountability. Wow, I'm ingenious. 9-9 wanted to come out as well. You're courageous, you're ingenious. 23 could be relevant for someone. You have zest for life, and you are eager to experience anything and everything possible. You love change and excitement and need both to feel truly alive. For you, life is an adventure to be lived to the fullest. You're adventurous. You embrace, that's why you know, your pure heart, like you embrace. Oh my goodness. And I just saw these two, look, and I didn't mean to put them back like that, but this is how they came. 9, 9, 18, 9, 1 and 8, 9, right? 9, 9, 9. Near completion. Near full circle. If you look at the state of the world is in, like, maybe this, you know, is whew, crazy on a spiritual level. This is coming to a completion, okay? There's going to be an understand, and 9, 9 here. Look, how can I make that up? Because I can't stuff with the cards while you're on camera. You would see me going, oh, okay, mad. 9999 could be relevant for someone, okay? Anyway, 99, it is time to get to work on the realization of your soul. I didn't even read it. That is just crazy. It is time to get to work on the realization of your soul's mission in life. You have a higher purpose in this life that is yours and only yours to fulfill. Unleash your true power. You are courageous. Stare at it, look at it, understand it. Your mission is to bring this completion, this fulfillment, this spirituality, this, you know, guiding people back to, you know, I don't know, this is, woo, it's all come out here in the reading. You are working with something far greater than yourself. That's what it comes back to, right? Because that's what was coming out in the beginning of this message here. I'm hearing right now, you don't need to make, you know, you don't need to wait until everything is like perfect in order to make sense of this. Maybe that's why I'm feeling a little bit like, oh, look at because you don't need everything to be perfect in order to make sense of it, okay? Or to make sense of it for other people that you're meant to, because see, there are so many, that's what's coming through. There are so many different elements in so many different people. You can have 3 people standing in front of you. That's what I'm getting right now. And they can all have the same problem at hand, okay, be in the same situations. And there's going to be 3 different solutions for each person. And that is why sometimes you feel scattered energy. That's why this feels a little bit scattered to me, because it is never going to, it's not going to be black and white. It's not going to be cut and dry. It's not going to be one way, okay? Ooh, it's not going to be one way. if you think about the way our souls are joined, okay, there are so many different joins to each soul, right? And that is what's coming through. That's what I'm picturing right now. Love it. Love it. All right, number 10, you have great leadership skills. Your mind is sharp and allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details, then direct others how to carry things out. Wow, that is just the epitome of what this has been about. So that to me is just crazy. I looked at these twice, so let's just go boom. What have we got? Oh, you can't even make it up, guys. You can't make it up. I don't need to find my purpose will find me. And that, my friends, it has. Oh my goodness, that is just an absolutely amazing read. I'm hearing right now that God is so proud of you for the way that you show up for his work in the middle of your own life. Okay, some of you will understand that, some of you won't. Okay, he's proud of the way that you reach people like you do. I'm getting there's something behind that. It's not like you go out looking for it, but it's like you'll be walking down the street, and if you see someone that needs help, rather than walk past like a lot of other people do, you stop and take that time, and that's how you guide that one person that turns into 2 people, that turns into 3, that just snowballs into like your mission in life. Okay, that's not everything. That's not something that everyone can do. Okay, that's not something that everyone does. And so you're being celebrated and acknowledged for that 3 times over. More. You're being recognized. We had the that came out before as well. Maybe you need to watch this reading again, I don't know, but that is the message that has come through. It is absolutely amazing. It was a little bit all over the place, but I think we got there in the end, and I think it needed to be this way and come out in this manner. So if you resonate, pop a like on the video, share it for other collective to be able to find this message, because there is something for our collective, for humanity to find in this message. I truly believe that. If you vibe with my energy or want to become a part of our soul collective here, subscribe to the channel. And if you want to stay up to date with messages that come through, hit that notification bell, guys. Absolute pleasure as per usual to bring these messages through with your energy. Thank you for bringing your energy here today. I love, appreciate and welcome each and every one of you. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. Couldn't do it without all of you. I love you guys. Keep shining.